Let's talk about being a Muslim in today's world. Being a Muslim, if you are born in a Muslim family, if you are not born in a Muslim family, is anyways it's very, very, very hard. I'm a very realistic and honest person, especially to my subscribers. I consider you as my very close, as people who are very special in my life. Even if you just watch one video of mine, even if you just watch 10 seconds of my video, it doesn't matter. But my point is that if you are non-Muslim, if you are a Muslim, all of you are welcome to my channel. But being a Muslim is very hard, and perhaps most people don't realize it. People who are quick to misunderstand us, people who are quick to judge us or to criticize or to generalize or to have prejudices on us. But I wish they had realized that the restraint that we have in Islam is not something that anyone can have. Indeed, it's all for a good cause. Whatever rules, etiquettes, practices that we have in our religion, when it comes to cleanliness, when it comes to self-control, when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to eating, to interacting with people, we have our complete laws on all matters of life. But all of them, it's not easy to follow them the way they should, properly, appropriately. Just like wearing hijab, perhaps most people, they don't really understand that it's very hard to maintain hijab in today's world. If you go on Instagram, you will see, like, I've always been very, very shocked when it always shakes me and makes me feel, how would I say, it's something really extraordinary how when you look at a picture on Instagram, you automatically in your mind you will know that this is a Muslim or this is not. For example, if you see a picture of a girl wearing a bikini, most likely you will believe that that girl is not Muslim, because Muslims, it's not in our culture to dress up in a way that is revealing. That is, we believe that it's not modest, it's not respectable. That is just our take on it. But of course, girls who are non-Muslims, for them it's very normal, and I'm not judging them. I'm just trying to point out how it's very, people who are Muslim and people who are not Muslims, it's a very different thing. It's a totally like the North Pole and the South Pole. You cannot compare. Does it mean that Muslims are always better or that Muslims are superior? We are supposed to be like a best example of how a human being should be. I'm saying that in all modesty, in all humility, in all objectivity. It's not to be arrogant about it. The concept in Islam is to be an ideal human being. It's not to become a god. It's to become an ideal human being, that you should have a clean heart, you should treat others well, you should be humble, you should be hardworking, honest, upright, and worshipping God and staying away from evil, etc. I think most religions also put a lot of emphasis on that, on becoming the best version of yourself and not creating any harm for your fellow sisters and brothers in humanity. Wow, that was a very long description. I even forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, it's not easy, especially when it comes again to the topic of, for example, wearing hijab or staying away from haram relationships, or I don't know, there are many things which fasting is so hard. Fasting in times like those, like in the pandemic, you already have certain restrictions, and now it's an additional, let's say, the level of difficulty emotionally, psychologically, it becomes even more intense. And again, I keep talking about being a Muslim woman. It's a pleasure, it's an honor, but it is hard, because you have to sacrifice your beauty in many ways. You have to hide your beauty. You can't, as a Muslim, whether you agree or not with the issue of the hijab, but as a Muslim woman, we are not supposed to go out revealing our bodies. So that's not the right way to do things. If you are doing it, then perhaps God will understand and He will forgive you. Maybe you have better intentions than the one who wears hijab. But if I have to talk about my own example, like I struggled so bad with the hijab. You have no idea how much. I know that it's the right thing to do. I know that I must do it. I know that I want to do it. It's not a question of force. I want to do it. I love wearing hijab, but even then, there are times when you just, these whisperings of the shaitan that come and tell you that, why don't you show off your hair? Why don't you show off your earrings? Anyways, you can still do that at home. You can still do that in your private parties where there are no non-mahrams or no men. You can still do that for yourself and take plenty of nice pictures of yourself. But the whisperings of the shaitan, or the shaitan will come to tell you, like, you're looking like, why are you not displaying your assets to the world? But then, as Muslims, we know that you don't want to be perceived like a piece of meat by men, because men, they make a lot of interpretations, assumptions based on how you dress. I know very, very well that when I have been wearing a hijab, I see men treat me differently. When I am dressing a bit more modern without hijab, or perhaps with a dress that is a bit more revealing, I can see how men perceive me, what's going on in their minds, and I don't like it. So I know that eventually whatever we do as Muslims, we know that it is for the good, it is for a good cause. It is based on a very constructive, positive philosophy, and Allah knows best. But we are human beings, we are weak, we are flawed, we are imperfect, we mess up, we sin, we make mistakes. We are not an example of the ideal Muslim. So dear non-Muslims, if you want to have an example of who is the ideal Muslim, is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and other prophets and walis and sahabas and the wives of the Prophet, the companions, all of these are examples. We, us random Muslims that in your country, in your neighborhood, at work, these are not the ideal examples. I am not an example. I'm just a trial. I'm just I'm just trying to become what I'm supposed to become. And I will end with telling you this beautiful hadith that I love, that a human being will be tested until he walks on the earth without any sin. So whenever you think that you are being tested way beyond your capacity to tolerate, then remember that there is a reason for this test. Remember, when you're afflicted with pain, you automatically lose all your arrogance, you become humble, you speak less, you listen more, you are less prone to being selfish and materialistic. So these are advantages, these are the purifications of Allah that He intends for you through these trials. So I hope that this video has helped someone of you, one person across the globe who might have had the chance of bumping across my video. And I honestly, please pray for me, guys. I really need your du'as, extra du'as. I'm really struggling really bad myself right now, so please pray for me. I will catch you soon, inshallah. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.